Welcome to another broadcast, 10 Questions with Jamie, getting to know the members of Asbury. Today I'm sitting with Lorna Normile, who is going to go over some questions and answers with us this morning. I'd like to introduce Lorna to you. Good morning, Lorna. Thanks for joining us here today.
Good morning.
Lorna and I are going to go through a series of questions and answers, and Lorna is going to let us get to know her a little bit better by the end of it. So today's first question, Lorna, is where were you born?
I was born in Ajax, Ontario.
Okay, yeah, actually my family's from there as well. My mother was born in that area too, so not too far, but yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite type of music, Lorna? I'm sure there's a wide range here, but do you have a favorite?
My favorite type of music and my usual go-to is contemporary Christian, but I have to say on those nice sunny summer days, I crank the windows down and I pump up the old classic rock.
Nice. Yeah. That's I can see why you like that. Great, especially with beautiful day, windows down, can't go wrong with old school rock for sure.
Yeah.
Moving on to our next question, what is one of your favorite childhood memories that you'd like to share with us today, Lorna?
My favorite childhood memory was always Christmas time. Our family didn't have a lot of money. And so Christmas was the one time a year where we always knew we would get those wants. You know, the rest of the year we got the things we needed, but at Christmas you always got the one thing you really wanted. And my parents, you know, no matter where they were financially or what was going on, they would figure out a way to make that happen for us kids. So Christmas was just always a very special time.
Oh, nice. Yeah. And definitely Christmas time in general is great for families getting together and lots of memories made. There's no question about that. Our next question, do you prefer fiction or nonfiction? Now, Lorna, this can be books, movies, whatever. But generally speaking, do you have a preference?
Generally speaking, I prefer fiction. I do like to read murder mysteries, but I do tend to lean more towards fiction, whether it's a movie or whether it is a book.
Okay. Now, would you have a favorite movie or book off the top of your head, Lorna?
Oh, man.
On the spot there.
On the spot? No. I'm trying to think. Probably not a favorite. I am a big, movies were a big thing growing up too for our family. Living in the country, you know, you didn't have a lot of channels for TV, so movies became a big thing. So that was more.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. Well, going down memory lane here, what did you want to be when you were a child? Did you have something in particular that, as growing up as a young girl, that you were like, I want to do this when I get older?
I always wanted to be a teacher and a mummy.
Oh, two great things indeed. Now, if you could choose to do anything for one day, what would it be, Lorna?
So when I was thinking about this question, I was like, oh, what do I want to do for one day? And my usual go-to is, you know, leave me alone in my room with a stack of my favorite snacks and some chick flicks. But I thought, no, what do I really want to do? And I'd like to learn how to drive a motorcycle.
Oh, wow. Yeah, actually, that's neat. I later in life, I decided that I was going to do that, and it was fun just to go through it and get to learn how to do it. And I'm not a big motorcycle guy now, but it was fun doing it and just learning to know how to do it. Yeah. That'd be another good thing for hot summer days to do as well. On to our next question, Lorna. What's your favorite Bible verse?
My favorite Bible verse is Zephaniah 3:17. And the reason I like that verse is because it talks about how God is with us, and how he takes delight in us. And I love the part where it says he will sing over you. For me, growing up, my grandmother used to sing to me a lot. And so when I heard God sing over me, it just was a beautiful and precious memory and moment for me.
Yeah. No, definitely. I can totally see why that would ring a bell for you. Yeah. on to our next one. This may be difficult, this question, but what or who had the biggest impact on you and your Christian journey?
For me, it was a couple in our church. We went to a small little country church, and there was this couple called the Boswells, and they just became surrogate grandparents to me. I would go on trips with them, and they just filled in spaces in my life that as a teenager I needed filled.
Yeah.
They always encouraged me and supported me. They are actually the people who paid for my piano lessons, so I learned how to play piano.
Yeah.
They encouraged me to start singing at church and just to continue in my walk. And the biggest impact I think they had was when I was expecting Aaron. We had Aaron before we were married. And so they had said to us, they said, you know, your sin is going to show, but it doesn't make it any worse than anyone else's, and know that you're still loved. And it was just such an encouragement to draw close to God and just to come into a place of repentance and just drawing nearer to Him when it could have been a time where we could have been, you know, pushed away instead. And so it was just a blessing. And so they've always really impacted my personal Christian walk.
Oh, that's nice. You know, I personally love to hear stories like that where the Lord has brought somebody into our lives, you know, to uplift us and to encourage us and just to let us know that He's with us. You know, He's walking with us. And thank you for sharing that, Lorna. That was a great story to share with us. Our next question is, other than Jesus, from the Bible, who would you want to spend a day with?
I chose Joseph from the book of Genesis, where, you know, his brothers sell him into slavery. And it just seems like no matter, you know, what's happening, God starts blessing him. And then it's almost like his feet get kicked out again, and he's ending up in prison. He's ending up in all these places. And it would just be, I think I just want to ask him is, how did you just keep going? How did you, you know, not harden your heart towards others? And how did you just continue to keeping on?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's one guy that I would love to pick his brain, at least for a few hours, and just how do you do it? And you know,
Yeah.
his spiritual faith. It's just amazing story to hear.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I definitely can see why you would pick him. Our final question here, Lorna, that we have here this morning is, what encouraging message would you like to pass on to the congregation?
I'd like to pass on the fact that even though we're in the midst of COVID right now, and there's so many limitations put on us as to what we can't do and what we need to do, to remember though that God is not limited, that He has no boundaries. And so He's still active, He's still present. Draw close to Him, spend time in His Word, and hear what He has to say to you, because He has something for each one of us, even in the midst of this. So that's what I would encourage others with.
Beautiful message, and thanks for sharing that with us. And I'm sure someone out there that's listening can take that and run with that. So thank you. And
No problem.
that concludes our questions this morning with Lorna. I'd like to again thank you, Lorna, for joining us today and sharing a piece of your life. And I'd like to thank the viewers who are tuning in for joining us in the broadcast this morning. And I'd like to say, until next time, take care and God bless.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.